to the channel. My name is Crawford and this is Virginia's for Lowriders. The last few weeks, actually like 2-ish months, we have been working on this Ranger. We are body dropping it, or what am I talking about? Wrong video. We are putting the truck on hydraulics. We are turning it into a lowrider. We are making it do a little baby hopping. We are making it three-wheel. We are making it do all of the traditional lowridering things. We're working on wrapping the frame, making it beefy, making it handle whatever we can make it handle, in hopes that when it breaks, it's minimal, because they all break. That's what we're doing. Last week, we left off with making tools. This weekend, we're actually putting those tools to use. I came out here on, let's see, what was the earliest time? I would say Monday, Tuesday last week, and then New Year's Eve, I worked until 2 o'clock in the morning. I had some other stuff come up, so I haven't been able to get out here, but we are back out here. We are trying to get something done and something accomplished to where we are further along on this truck. We are still hung up on parts. Some parts did show up on Thursday. Stuff I ordered 3 or 4 weeks ago showed up on Thursday. So we can put some of it together. Not all of it, but some of it. It's been again an ongoing thing. It's kind of my fault for ordering parts around the peak season of the year. Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving is around the time I've ordered all of these things. So regardless, we're trying to get some stuff done. I'm going to add in a 5-minute clip of me getting stuff done. This clip is between Monday and whatever time I decided to give up on New Year's Day, basically. So before I get into rambling, just enjoy a little bit of fabrication and some grinding and welding and all of the things that we do on this channel. Where I got caught up, I was thinking about the other projects. I have a Mazda. We've never been here before. We've done a whole lot of work to that Mazda. It's been bagged, body dropped. We built a suspension from scratch, interior, all of the things that you can do with a vehicle. We've been doing to that vehicle. A lot of people have been asking me recently when we're going to get back on that. It is happening, I promise. So please don't get upset with me. The van is happening. I'm stacking parts. I work a normal job, so it is. Whenever parts come up at a deal is when I buy parts. The van was supposed to happen sooner. The front clip fell through. The Mazda needs it to be painted and body worked, and it's done. That's all we have left on that thing is a little bit of sheet metal work, some body work, and paint. It is also 20 degrees outside. And if you were experienced in painting, you would know that it is very hard to keep a very crappy old garage warm to do all of the things necessary whenever you're doing body work and paint. Because I am clearly not set up for painting. It's a whole process. I did it last winter. 2 winters ago. Never recommend it. But I'm rambling. There is a chance to win t-shirts and stickers. I want to state that out right now before I forget to say it. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. You will be entered to win t-shirts and stickers for absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a dime. So go back 3 videos ago, watch the video on that, subscribe, and hopefully you enjoy the channel. We do a whole lot of stuff here. I do a little bouncing around. I have A.d.d really bad. I apologize for that all the time. My mind wanders. I'm rambling. So here's some work, and after the work, we'll get back into some more work. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe. Happy New Year! If you're not familiar with the lowrider world, the hopping world, the hydraulic stuff, there is a way that whenever you're hopping, there's a way to basically rebound your wheel. Basically, whenever you're in a hopping competition, which I'll never enter this in a hopping competition because I don't have a competitive bone in my body. I don't have anything to basically be, I don't know. I don't care about that stuff. We'll just say that. This is 100% for self-enjoyment. I just want to build something that I can beat on because I usually build my stuff for ride quality. When you're hopping, they're trying to measure from the bottom of the wheel or bottom of the tire or whatever it is that they go by. In order to get the wheel to come back up while the car is in the air, and this isn't something I'm doing for a competition, this is just to have a rebound to where it allows the suspension to do everything that it can possibly do during hopping, if that makes sense. A lot of the time what you see now is guys using garage door springs, like the really short ones, like these things up there. And they'll use a whole bunch of them in a big cluster, and I'll try and find a picture of that. I don't really care for the way that that looks. I like the old school look of using a leaf spring, and the leaf spring mount is something that Magic Man Metal Fab also recommended that I do. I don't have any leaf springs laying around from a car, but the more I thought about this, and I don't know if this is going to work, so I'm going to make it removable. If it doesn't work, I'll just do the thing that he says he always did back in the day, and we'll call it a day. So my idea behind this, let's just say this vehicle weighs 3,200 pounds, whatever it may be. A trailer, more specifically a light tower, because I work on equipment and I have a lot of random things because I hoard parts. A light tower weighs 2,500 pounds with fuel in it, complete operating weight. I'll add a picture of what I'm talking about if you don't know what a light tower is. So my thought process on that This entire vehicle weighs 3,500 pounds. The amount of spring or recoil or whatever it is that you want to consider spring rate that a leaf spring on the back of a truck like this, I understand it's spread out beyond the arch or throughout the arch. Bear with me here, I'm trying to explain this, but it's kind of weird. With that being said, you're only needing to haul around the rear weight of this vehicle. If you split that in half, it is nowhere near that 3,500. A light tower trailer weighs about 2,500 pounds, fully loaded. I have light tower leaf springs laying around. We are going to turn these into something that brings this entire assembly up mid-hop. So every time you get it off the ground and it's up, this will pull the suspension back into its normal ride height-ish. We have to make a mount. I have to see if we can drill into spring steel. I've never tried to do that before. I've cut it before and made things out of them, but I don't think I've ever drilled into one. We have to modify those. We have to modify the cross member we made 2 weeks ago and combine all of those things together to try to make something that sucks this spindle back into the wheel well. Sorry if that took a long time and was kind of terrible to listen to, but that's what we're working towards. I don't know how well this is going to cut this, but we're gonna find out. Yeah, just like anything else. That's not good. It's late and I wasn't on top of my fabrication game, and I got weld splatter on a lens again. This is like lens like 50 since I've started doing YouTube. So we did a Bob Ross. We turned it into a happy little accident, and I have everything mocked up here. This is how it's going to be. Everything's going to be welded to this crossbar. All of this might eventually get welded to the frame, but for now, it's beefy. I want it to be as strong as possible. I don't want any of this stuff to get ripped off of the frame. So here's what we got. The leaf spring will be just like this, with holes drilled into here, with bolts going through it, or whatever I come up with to mount it. I wasn't thinking about it. I got my measurement off. I was thinking 3 inches from the end of this in, but it's actually 3 inches from the frame rail out. So I had to re-drill it, and I used that opportunity with those holes to put a stud in here. That way it stops these two from trying to twist, or at least helps prevent it. So like I said, happy little accident, and I'm gonna weld all that up. It is already like midnight, and this took way too long because I don't like doing stuff twice. I try to prevent it, so we tend to overthink some stuff, but we're gonna weld it together, bolt it up, and see how it looks. Laying down a good bead too.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah. Sorry, I wasn't watching. It's a little on the bright side.
Well, good thing I bought an extra spool a while back because I knew how much welding we were gonna have to do on this Ranger. So.
Yeah. A lot more welding on this Breeze.
Booger on the end. Oh man, I done got some scratches on there. That's not cool. Just like that, it's gone. Can you hand me those dikes I had, please? Where's the little guy at? I think it's this way. Watch out. Came with a pack of salt.
You're supposed to eat it.
Eat it. That forbidden salt.
Yes. $30, $35, something like that.
35. Again. It is the next day. Got the cross member all bolted up. Justin helped me assemble that before he left, and it's looking pretty good. Got a little dime action there. Welds are looking pretty decent. That new spool of wire definitely made a difference. I think I had a little moisture issue with my last spool, but luckily it's all gone. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. This is all you see from the wheel well. Doesn't really stick out much. And that is basically what we're trying to achieve. I set the leaf spring on there to get an idea. The leaf spring is in line with that lower mount, so I need to drill a hole in here. Need to drill 2 holes in here. Find some hardware. Hopefully I have something laying around that can actually fit that. And I think we'll test it probably with a ratchet strap. I don't want to make the change yet because I need to know exactly how much lift we're going to get. And I don't want to limit myself by throwing a chain on there without knowing that. So between this, there will be another set of chains also to stop lift. There's a whole lot going on in this front end. It's a lot to do. There's a lot to take in. It's a very lengthy process, but we're looking pretty good. Just need to figure out how to mark that to where everything's lined up and looking good. Let's see how tough that stuff is to drill. Because what I'm gonna do first, I was recommended to do 2 leaves. But there was also 2 leaves with factory style leaf springs. I took an account if I ever wanted to change these out for possibly the leaves that come off the truck. I spaced them out enough to where there's enough room, and you just pull those off, cut them down, drill holes, slap them on. It would be really cool if the little trailer springs worked out because they're so small and compact rather than 2.5 inches wide. They're like 1.75 inches wide or whatever they are. So it's lighter because I keep adding weight to this thing, and narrower. This lock to lock doesn't even come close to contact with that, so I'm not worried about any steering stuff. But yeah, I'm rambling. I just need to get to work. It's supposed to snow really bad tonight, so I need to. I already played musical cars to get all my junk away from the trees. I need to dig my generator out before the end of the night. There's a lot to do. So I'm doing a 1/2 inch hole at first, and I feel like I can always make it larger. And if this works out, I would like to get some sleeves. This is a 4-link bushing sleeve, but basically weld one of these inside of the tubing to make it to where it can't crush. That's the plan. I don't know if maybe it's overkill. I'm hoping it's overkill and this stuff holds up. That's the whole point of all of this. We're trying to prevent stuff. If we make it extremely beefy now, hopefully it prevents stuff later on. Because, again, stuff's gonna break. We're just trying to mitigate how much stuff's gonna break. If you don't have a very hardened drill bit, I have some of these bits that I actually got from my Mac man, which, Ken, I'm gonna need a 1/2 inch and a 31/64 replaced because they made it through the leaf springs, but they did not like it. I'm not positive if I have the right hardware, but it should be pretty close, enough to get us a idea of how this is going to work out. Yeah, actually that'll work pretty good. I gotta clean that hole up a little bit because that bit right there at the end, it wasn't having it. So I'll clean that up and try and throw some hardware in here. We'll see what it looks like. Again, the ratchet strap is representing what will eventually be a chain coming from this lower point to here. I think I'm going to have to cut this back because it's pretty close to that spring. So I might cut 1 inch off and re-drill another hole here. But outside of that, it seems to be working. Like, it's pulling it back into place. And I'll show you how much tension this has on it. You can see how far away it is from the ground. This is just the ratchet strap in that spring holding everything up. Like, it's obviously working pretty good. We'll see how long these little baby leaf springs hold up, but I'm gonna say that it was a well worth it modification for the weekend. I need more drill bits because I don't have anything to drill that, and I ran out of 4-inch bolts. So just add it to the list of things that I need to be able to finish this truck. What I think I'm going to do now, because I'm running out of things to do the front end while waiting for parts for the back end, I'm going to pull it out of the garage. I'm going to attempt to get this out of the garage with no brakes. It needs to be turned around. The bed needs to be taken off. And the frame needs to be cleaned up. It's supposed to snow. There's no way I'm going to get all that done. So, at least outside. I think that's the goal for the rest of the day. I probably got 2 or 3 hours. And my garage still looks like it always does. So, I got to hurry up. Because that forecast it's calling for a crazy storm very, very soon. And I do not want to be doing this in the storm. It's already 20 degrees outside or whatever. And I still got to get my generator out. So I'm just going to stop talking and we're going to try and get this outside. I got to put the battery back together, the wiring harness back together, the steering back together, and button stuff up. And hopefully I can drive it out instead of push it out, but I don't know how that's going to work. Well, it's the first time the Ranger has seen daylight in 2 months, I believe. Or pretty close to 2 months. It looks pretty good. The rear isn't lowered yet because we don't have the 3-link parts yet. So it's got a little stink bug going there. But I gotta say, it looks pretty good on the 72 spokes where you can actually stand back and look at it. The tires are a little big. You have to look at lowrider stuff to understand, like, that size is a little bit wide for those wheels because those are actually a 6-inch wide wheel, so they're kind of puffy. They're really similar. It's just nitpicking, but it is looking pretty good. Drove out here with no brakes at all. Nothing's hooked up. But we're getting pretty far ahead on the front end. A leaf spring deal stayed in place. The ratchet strap already fell off. But yeah, I think that's pretty good progress. It was probably 20 so hours of work between I don't know how long it took. It felt like it took me forever to drill those holes, but that's some tough stuff. I figured it was going to be like that, like I said in the beginning, but yeah, pretty good progress. I don't know what we're going to work on next week because I'm kind of at a standstill. I don't have the brake parts for this. I don't have the 3-link parts for this. But we're going to find something else to work on though. So if you've never been here before, go check out all the old videos. Make sure you subscribe so you can enter a chance to win free merch and stickers 100% for free. And check us out. We got a lot of junk that we're building. I got the Caprice. Maybe we'll work on the Caprice next week. Y'all let me know. I know. The van's a sore subject. I had a front end lined up. It didn't work out. Still trying to find the right combination of weird parts to make something like that work. But appreciate y'all watching. I'm rambling. I will see you next Sunday.